It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Denver Broncos and the Houston Texans. And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
We are just about 10 miles south of downtown. You get a look inside NRG Stadium in Houston, the home of the Texans. So good to have you on board with us. Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, in this league, you know it, you lived it. Undergoing a changing of the guard at the quarterback position sometimes can be traumatic, but a lot of times it leads to hope. We've got a couple of teams here with young signal callers looking towards the future.
And you know the old saying, Mike, in the NFL is you have a quarterback, you have a chance. And here we have two teams that feel like they have that quarterback position of the future settled. There's going to be some growing pains. There's going to be some moments where that youth rears its head. But over the long term, both these organizations feel like they have an answer at the most critical position in all of sports.
About ready to get this one started. Jaime Fairbairn ready to kick it off. And off we go from Houston. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Here comes the Denver offense set to take over for the first time. They'll be led by the man from Oregon who started his career at Auburn, quarterback Bo Nix.
Well, it didn't take long for Bo Nix to establish himself as a bona fide starter in this league, winning the position with the Broncos as a rookie. He has all the intangibles, but really what sticks out the most, Mike, is the amount of starts he made in college. It's kind of similar to Brock Purdy. Very experienced at the college level. Let's see how that carries over here to the NFL level.
This one complete to Bryant. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. First and 10. They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line.
You know, we spend a lot of time praising the running backs, and deservingly so. But oftentimes, it's a combination of the scheme and the big guys up front who make it work, and that's exactly what we saw here on the big pickup.
They'll come up first and 10 at the 40. From the shotgun, here's Nix. That caught by Davis. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Snap on first and 10. That's caught once again by Ingram. He's taken down just shy of the 10.
And he's come out of the game on fire here, Mike, early. He's yet to throw an incompletion on this opening drive. And as he now approaches the opponent's side of the field and they start thinking points on that other sideline, this defensive play caller has to be looking at that call sheet saying, what can I do to slow this guy down? Because with the way this game has started, he could be in for a big day.
Cortland Sutton, the intended receiver, and it'll bring up second down.
The whole idea of that short pass is designed to get the ball into the hands of the receiver in space and let him do the rest after the catch. But the key word there, Mike, is get the ball into the hands of the receiver. He doesn't secure the catch, so there is no run after.
And he'll only manage to pick up 3 yards, and that leads to third down. Next, from the gun, on third down. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Broncos. Will Lutz now for the PAT. It's up and through. And the Broncos will take a 7-0 lead. So now after the touchdown, Lutz gonna send this one away. On the return, it's Dameon Pierce. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They're led by the NFL's Offensive Rookie of the Year in 2023. From Ohio State, it's Jay Stroud.
You could certainly make the case, Mike, that he had one of the best rookie seasons by a quarterback in NFL history. Not so much just his personal play, but he has completely rejuvenated that Houston Texans locker room and that Houston Texans organization. It was incredible watching him as a rookie. Tell you what, though, I think he's even more capable here in his second year under center.
First down throw there is incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. And now the first carry for Joe Mixon. And he'll get forward for about a yard. That's the safety, Talanoa Hufanga. Up. Third down and 9. From the gun, here's Stroud. This is caught. He got the connection to Collins. And he is out of bounds, but not until he's inside the 40-yard line. It is a big-time play for Houston. 32 yards.
So you find yourself on the verge of your drive stalling out, and not only do you pick up the first down, Mike, but you get a huge pass completion in the process. Really nice job keeping this opening drive of the game alive as they're really trying to start this game on a high note.
On the give, this is Mixon. Yards are hard to come by there. 37-yard line. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. On a throw here, right side, falls incomplete. Nico Collins was the intended receiver there. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
I had a rule, Mike, when I was playing that if the ball hit either of my hands, it was a drop. You don't get paid in the NFL to make the easy ones. You get paid in the NFL to make them all, and I think that's a catch he's got to come down with.
He's got his man down the field. It is a big completion. It is a big-time play for Houston in 30 yards.
And it's the arm talent, Mike. It's on full display. His ability to step up in the pocket, get everything behind that ball, and throw a laser downfield. That's not a throw that all quarterbacks in the NFL are capable of making, and I think it was pretty good defense. Just turned out to be a better throw.
They'll run here with Mixon to the 5-yard line. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. As the athletic training staff looks at him, we'll step away for a moment. Ball right on the 5-yard line, 2nd down and goal. To throw is Stroud. Let's give him a yard down to the 3-yard line. Third and goal. Stroud gonna set up to throw. Nowhere to get away, and he's gonna go down.
And that's a big-time play. It felt like they really needed it, Mike. That was a drive where the offense seemed to be in complete control. Anytime on the defense where you find yourself on your heels, you're giving up big plays, you're giving up fresh set of downs, you need a spark. You need something to change the momentum of the drive, and we'll see if that was it right there.
Fourth down, and on comes Kaimi Fairbairn for the Houston field goal. Officially, a 29-yard attempt. Fairbairn's kick is good. And the Texans are on the board. It's 7-3. Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. On the return, here comes Marvin Mims. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Broncos offense ready to get going with their second possession. The lead sits at 4, so they'll try to add on to that. This drive begins with 1st and 10. They send Sutton in motion. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And finally, they'll bring him down, but he's up beyond the 45-yard line.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground. What more could you ask for on 1st down? Nice run of 8, setting up 2nd and short. They'll go play action with Nix. A very quick throw there, but not on the same page with his target. That's incomplete. Now a 3rd and 2. They'll throw. It's Nix. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down. give up the middle. And a nice run there on first down, getting 8. Setting up 2nd and 2. To throw is Nix. To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And the defense has it. And so much for a nice game through the passing game. Not finishing the play, fumbling the football, and the offense has turned it over, Greg.
Mike, give credit to the defender here for not quitting on this play. They just give up a chunk play in the passing game. He stays after it, and instead of just making a simple tackle, he attacks the ball, knocks it loose, and creates a big takeaway for this defense.
The Texans offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They'll operate from their own 3-yard line as they try to put something together here on this drive. It's 1st and 10. And remember now, all turn to be verified by a replay, so they might be taking a look at this one. At issue was the knee, or any other body part except the hand, down before the ball comes loose, and are the visuals convincing enough to overturn the call on the field? So that one overturned. They say the runner was down, and that will not be a fumble. From the 4-yard line, trying to punch it in. 1st down and goal. They'll send a tight end in motion right. They'll run, and here's the rookie from Notre Dame. Trying to create some space, but will not find much. He'll get a yard. They'll mark it at the 3. Come a little closer. Here's 2nd and goal. They send Sutton in motion. They fake the jet sweep and will hand it up the middle. And that big offensive line, clearing space. He's in. Touchdown, Denver. Here's Lutz now for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Broncos extend their advantage to 14-3. So now after the touchdown, Lutz gonna send this one away. Here's Pierce for the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Texans offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. The deficit is double digits, so work to do as they begin this drive with 1st and 10. Kirk is the motion man. They'll go play action with the pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
Just a great individual effort, and when you have a guy that can win his one-on-one matchups, now it becomes less about who's blocking him and how do we block him. Expect the offense to make some adjustments because right now, one-on-one, this defender is going to win every time.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Throwing is Stroud. Got a man left side. It's caught. And he'll be brought down up around the 38-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On the handoff, it's Mixon. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Now after the run, we get a stoppage for an injured player. The training staff going to look and will step out for a moment. Second and 7. They'll go right back to Mixon. And he nearly got free. But as it is, gain of 6, and it sets up 3rd down. Stroud to throw. That one on target with Kirk. They've got it. And the defense can't come up with a stop there. Gain of 7 and a 1st down.
When you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and 1, typically, Mike, what you're doing is you start from the top down. If you have the big shot downfield, take it. Quarterback works through his progression, finds the medium target, picks up a 1st down.
And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. John Mechie was the intended target, and that will lead to a 2nd down. To throw, it's Stroud. To the right side, and Kirk's got it. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
Nice job there, getting the ball to your slot receiver and then letting him get to work. It's a nice feeling as a quarterback when you can just have a short throw, still result in a big game.
On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. He'll manage only about 3, so it will bring up 3rd down. So they'll talk over what to do on this 3rd down play as we have hit the end of the 1st quarter. It's the Broncos with the early lead. And more from Houston coming up in a moment. Third and 5. Now Stroud. Open man is Mechie. He's got it. Pickup of 11 yards on that one. It's good for a Texans 1st down. Here's a toss, right side to Mixon. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Here's 2nd and 6. Again, they'll give it to Mixon. And the Texans are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. Good running. Gets them down to about the 4-yard line. On play action, Stroud. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Alex Singleton.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Mike, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception, it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
The Broncos offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. They built a nice lead for themselves here. They'll try to add to that, beginning with 1st down. On the ground, this is Jaleel McLaughlin. And he'll get this past the 25, out to the 27. A pickup of 7. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Throwing is Nix. This one intercepted. And he is going to score. A pick 6 for the touchdown. The pick 6 for the score. Greg, that is the one thing this offense did not want to see. And it really is demoralizing to see that happen in that spot.
Absolutely, Mike, and that's one of those cases where you just would like to see the quarterback say, all right, I'm going to live to play another day. Don't force that throw. Don't try to make a play that's not there, because not only do you turn the ball over, you give them an easy 6.
And on the other side, the defense, what a moment, uplifting for them, big momentum builder.
Yeah, and that's the way games are shaped in this league, Mike. I mean, you find yourself able to capitalize on a mistake by an offense, you get yourself an easy touch. All of a sudden, your sideline finds themselves completely rejuvenated.
And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. This will be returned from the 6. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Broncos offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Nix. He's going to tuck it and go. And he's able to gain yardage out of this one before he slides. Here's a 2nd and 6. A handoff as they try to run it here. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. Throwing. Nix. That one on target to Davis. He's got it. A pickup of 15 in the air. First down, Broncos.
So just think, a couple minutes ago, we see a pick six. The last thing you want to do is on the next time you step in the huddle is go 3 and out. So that's a big conversion. Now they got to find a way to get some of this momentum back, go down and get some points, and let everybody move past that pick six we saw in the last possession.
One of the tight ends in motion right. It's first down, and they'll run. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one.
In order for you to be able to operate out of this 4-3 style defense, Mike, the key is your defensive tackles, their ability to penetrate, their ability to be game wreckers. That's exactly what we saw here, his ability to get back there, make the stop at the line of scrimmage, keep it to no gain.
The pass rush gets home, and he goes down. Danielle Hunter, pass rusher extraordinaire, in action again.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. From the shotgun, here's Nix. He's going to air this out for Davis. That is incomplete. Well read that time defensively, making it difficult downfield, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
They're trying to take the top off the defense, make them feel that vertical threat, and soften everything up. Wasn't a ton of separation downfield, at least not what they would have preferred, and ends it up being a wasted down.
And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They trail by 4. A touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. Now, Stroud. His throw left side, taken in by Kirk. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Here's Stroud. Taking off. Here now, 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Stroud. He completes this one to Mechie. And he's going to have the 1st down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down. They will work the middle with Mixon. And the D closes quickly. He's stopped after a gain of a yard. Dre Greenlaw in on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 9. On the option, they give it to Mixon. And it'll be a pickup of 3. So 3rd down forthcoming. From the gun, here's Stroud. Open man, left side, he's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. They go 3 tight ends here on 1st and 10. Now it's the veteran, Dare Ogunbowale. He'll work his way forward for about 3 yards. Patrick Surtain makes the tackle. Second down, here's a run, and here's Mixon. And he'll drive this one forward down to the 36. Dre Greenlaw in on the tackle. They've converted 2 third downs already on this drive, and here's 3rd and 4. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. And that is incomplete. Jaime Fairbairn coming on to try the field goal. This is going to be from 53 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Texans are back within a point. It's 14-13. Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. On the return, here's Mims. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Broncos offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. Their lead is just a point as they begin it on this drive with 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And he'll move this forward out to the 29-yard line. That's Henry To'oto'o on the tackle. Second down. Nix. That's caught left side by Ingram. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Back to throw is Nix. Quick throw, taken in. That's a nice pickup on a 1st down throw. It's a gain of 8. Come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Nix gonna give this to Estime. And they're gonna work this down inside the 45.
With this guy's athleticism, Mike, you can see why they love getting him out into open space. And the toss is one of the quickest and easiest ways to do it. And anytime his guys on the outside hit their blocks and spring them, he can get to the second level in a hurry.
Here's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. There's a short one taken by Ingram. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Second down and 3. Here's Nix to throw. That's caught once again by Ingram. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. Now Nick's going to look to throw. Oh, and a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he'll say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down.
Dropping a catchable ball is one of the worst feelings. It feels like the entire stadium is laughing at you, and all I know is firsthand, you just want to get another opportunity to put that one behind you.
There's a screen from McLaughlin. The screen works for 10 yards and a first down.
The job of the offensive lineman is the key piece to a successful screenplay. They have to balance this fine line between stopping the defensive lineman from getting to the quarterback too quick, but also let that defensive lineman think he's got a free rush at the quarterback. That's the balance and the timing that made this play so successful, and they're able to pick up the first down.
Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. To throw is Nix. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Doesn't get much better than that. Had he gotten there just a little bit earlier, he probably draws the flag a little late, and it's probably a touchdown.
They'll come up to 3rd and 3. They'll throw. It's Nix. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And he will power his way into the end zone. Jaleel McLaughlin. Touchdown, Broncos. Lutz for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Broncos extend the lead to 8. It's 21-13. Still a little time. Final minute of this first half. We'll see if they can do anything with this kickoff that is coming their way. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. Texans offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. The deficit is 8 as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Stroud. He'll get this complete over the middle with Kirk. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first timeout here as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this first half. So they come to the line for first down and 10. Stroud going to set up to throw. This one caught by Mechie. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Now Stroud. That's thrown right side, but incomplete. And I believe the referee was buzzed by the replay officials, indicating let's get a closer look at this. They trigger this automatically in the last 2 minutes of the half. So the official upstairs and the replay center in New York get the second look, and indeed this call will be overturned. On first down, it's Stroud. Quick throw here is complete. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Here's 2nd and 2. Throwing is Stroud. Oh, he coughs up the football. I believe the Texans got this one back. They did, and they will keep possession. So we reach halftime here, and the visiting Broncos are on top. As we'll head over to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He has the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Mike, thank you. More from you and Greg in a moment. But for now, welcome one and all to our EA Sports halftime reports. These two teams making their way back out of their locker room, so that means we're just about set for the second half. And to bring it your way, we go back out to Mike and Greg.
Coach, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula to come out on top in this second half. Coming up. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Braxton Berrios now to bring it back. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Texans offense getting set to get back to work. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back and in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
Stroud to throw here on 1st and 10. They try to work the screen with Mixon. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Stroud to throw. That's over the middle and caught by Collins. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. On play action, Stroud. Got a man left side, it's caught. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. That's quickly out wide for Kirk. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Out of the gun, here's a give to Mixon. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. From the gun, here's Stroud. That is intercepted. And the Broncos are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line.
Well, Mike, I think it's pretty clear what the message was by this head coach at halftime. He said, listen, guys, we're behind. We're trailing. We're going to come out early in this second half and be aggressive from the get-go and cut into this deficit. But oftentimes, reckless decision-making, over-aggressive play calling leads to turnovers. Now, this defense finds themselves heading back out onto the field a little earlier than expected, but they need to hold serve and keep this score right where it is.
From the 35, it's first and 10. The drive will start on the ground. He'll struggle to get back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe gets a yard out of that one. It's second down. Throwing, Mix. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Third and 9. From the shotgun, here's Nix. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
I just don't like the look of this passing game, Mike. It just seems a bit erratic. On top of the 2 straight incompletions, they've already turned the ball over through the air. And truthfully, with how dangerous some of these throws have been, they're lucky it hasn't been even more.
But he cannot get away. Great job down there to hold him to a short return. C.J. Stroud and the Houston offense set to get going again. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, And generally, the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. Set to go now on 1st and 10. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. Got his man. It's Kirk. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Here's Stroud. That'll be taken in by Mixon. And it'll be taken down after a gain of 3, but that is good enough for a 1st down.
I like the play call there. 2nd, relatively short. Give your quarterback an opportunity to push this ball downfield, but realize this quickly. Nothing development. Get the ball down to your back. Pick up a new set of downs.
Stroud to throw here on 1st down. A throw on the move is caught. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down. They'll work now on 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Stroud. Open man. Downfield. It's Nico Collins. And he will score. Nico Collins. Touchdown, Houston.
Mike, this is a great example of a wide receiver who just truly understands the concept of spacing. When you're open, stay open. If you're not open, get open. And when you can do that and operate in the middle of the field, man, you are such a weapon and a reliable target for your quarterback. It's a great example of it here. He works to stay open, middle of the field, ball's on target. It's an easy touchdown.
Stroud comes to the line. The Texans going for 2. A shotgun snap. He'll look to throw. He's got a man. Take it in for 2. And we are at all-time here in the 3rd quarter.
Everything's about matchups, especially down here this close to the goal line. I think my guy's better than your guy. I'm going to put him in a position to have success, throw it up to him, and let him do the rest.
So back to level after the touchdown, and time for the kickoff. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. This offense and their running back heading back on the field. This one tight throughout, all level at 21 as they'll search for a go-ahead score. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's a give up the middle. He'll work forward for a couple. That's Henry To'o on the tackle. Second down and 8. To the ground, he'll get it again. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up 3rd down. Now Nick's going to look to throw. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. And the Broncos bring out their punter. They'll kick it away. Here's Berrios on the return. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The home team's offense and C.J. Stroud ready to get to work once more. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now, he's going to try to keep it going. On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. Quick throw, taken in. Schultz is the motion man. They'll run with Mixon, and that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down.
It's possible they could have tried to be a little bit more aggressive on 2nd down, knowing they had 3rd and inches in their back pocket, but I don't think anyone's going to complain. Pick up the first down, extend the drive, see if you can go score.
To throw, it's Stroud. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Here's Stroud. Quickly to the outside and complete. Here's 3rd and 2. To throw is Stroud. This is caught. He got the connection to Collins. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down. Here's Mixon. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll go right back to Mixon. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down. Now, Stroud. That one on target with Kirk. They've got it. And the Texans are going to be set up with a 1st and goal now. Tackle made at the 9. They'll run here with Mixon. And he'll take this down to about the 7. 2nd and goal. Stroud. And he'll take it on in. Christian Kirk. Touchdown, Texans.
That just feels like a big drive, doesn't it, Mike? Here in the second half, you got a tie ball game. Now you're able to get out in front. Let's see how this other team responds, having to play from behind.
We got a ton of time, Greg, but a little momentum feel. Come out of the locker room, take the lead. Now it's up to the other team to climb uphill. So great way, perfect way to get this second half started. Fairbairn to add the extra point. He's got it. And the Texans go up by 7, 28-21. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. This is going to be taken in at the 3. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. This offense ready for their next possession, led by their running back. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the top conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up 2nd down. Open man is Davis. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the 1st down. Contact up front. Did they get one of the defenders to jump? So, a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. Working out of the gun. It's Nix. That's over the middle to the tight end Ingram. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
These hitch routes, they're usually just designed to pick up a few safe yards. An easy completion, get some rhythm for your quarterback. However, this time, he's able to make a little magic happen after the catch and turn it into something much bigger than even they were probably anticipating.
Now a run on 1st down. And he'll only be able to muster a couple of yards. That's Henry To'o on the tackle. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Nix gonna keep it on the zone read. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter. So we are through 3. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Mix now on 1st and 10. Looking middle there, but it's incomplete.
Just didn't quite get enough into that ball. You see sometimes the pressure, the rush, force a quarterback to throw the ball off his back foot, and I think there was a little bit of that here at play. You have to be willing to step up, even in the face of pressure, and get enough behind that ball to put that one a little bit more on the money.
2nd down, Nix. He'll let this go towards the end zone.
That was a perfectly timed hit, and I think it actually saved 6 points, Mike. He got there just as the ball did, and I think it was the contact that separated him from the ball.
Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Play action now. It's Nix. And that is incomplete. Here comes Will Lutz in a big spot. This to get the deficit down inside of a touchdown. And this one right down the middle. It's good. Well, every bit helps as they draw just a little bit closer. So following the field goal, Lutz is back out to kick it away. Here's Pierce for the return. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. 1st and 10. On play action, Stroud. Got a man coming across the field. He's got it. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. They'll have a 1st down. It's a gain of 28.
Anybody who thought this coach was going to get conservative with this late lead is sadly mistaken, Mike. They're out here still throwing haymakers with this passing game. They're not content with just having the lead. They're looking to increase it.
On 1st down, it's Stroud. That's over the middle and caught by Collins. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Well, the run after catch is certainly nice, and they're definitely going to take it. But watch the savviness of the route running. Certain guys just have a better feel for running these slant routes than others, and it's a nice result.
Off the play fake, here's Stroud. Here's a shot toward the end zone.
Contrary to what all of the fans at home think, I don't have rooting interest in any of these games. But as you know, when it comes to tight ends, there's no bigger fan than this guy right here. I want to see them be able to connect, especially on those big plays downfield.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's a toss right side to Mixon. And good hard running will get him down close to a 1st down. Might be a yard short. Now a 3rd and 2. From the gun, here's Stroud. And on 3rd down, that ball incomplete.
This is teach tape for man defense, Mike. I mean, he is not looking back at the quarterback at all. He is in the hip pocket of his receiver. He's staying in phase and in rhythm. And then he knows when the wide receiver's hands go up, attack the ball. And That's about as good as it gets.
Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. That's taken in, and he's not going to get away. They get him down right after the catch. Great rally to the ball to force a turnover on downs. Line of scrimmage is the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the shotgun, C.J. Stroud. There's that man again. Another catch. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. Now Stroud. That's hauled in at the 2. And they'll stop him just short of the goal line, but they are going to have enough to convert. It's going to be 1st and goal. Stroud to throw. It is brought in the end zone. Nico Collins. Touchdown, Houston. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter. Get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, and I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Now Fairbairn for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Texans will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. And so after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn to kick it off. A safe kick taken at the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. Back onto the field comes the Denver offense. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Throwing is Nix. He's got the tight end, Adam Troutman. And he's going to be taken down at the 37. Here's 1st and 10. Now Nick's going to look to throw. Throw over the middle, and they can't connect. It's incomplete. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, here's Nix. Now he takes off. And he's going to slide to a stop and avoid the contact. But since he started there, he's still shy of the 1st down. 3rd and a yard. A run here. It's McLaughlin. Oh, the defense meets him in the backfield. They stopped him dead in his tracks and set up 4th down.
Well, this seems pretty straightforward. 3rd and 1, just dial up a run play and run straight downhill. But this defense had other plans. They were ready and expecting that run, and they were able to take the ball carrier down for a loss.
The Broncos bringing out their punter. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The home team's offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been unquestionably the star of the show, as they have just absolutely had no answer on the defensive side of the ball. On 1st and 10, here's Stroud. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down.
This is a great reminder of why it's so important to have great offensive tackles. When you get beat so fast off the edge, the quarterback has nowhere to go in the pocket to escape, and that's what happens.
After the loss of 3, it is 2nd and 13. To throw, it's Stroud. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. Stroud connects with Collins, and it's a 1st down for Houston.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock, and without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back. Quarterback's lucky on that one, Mike, that ball ended up just harmlessly falling to the ground. It was that initial pressure that got to him that forced the errant throw, and fortunately for this offense, that ball didn't end up going the other way.
Here's a give up the middle to Mixon. He'll get about 3, and that's going to lead to 3rd down. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Here's Stroud. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
All these stops are great. You're trying to cut back into this deficit, find your way back into this game, but the defense can make as many stops as they want, Mike. This game's going to come down to what does their offense do when they take the field.
So, on 4th down, on comes Tommy Townsend to punt for Houston. And back deep is Marvin Mims. A fair catch signaled, and they'll have it just outside their own 20. The Broncos offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. A gain of 4 as he's taken down. Here's a 2nd and 6. Here's Nix to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes back inside the 20-yard line.
So after picking up some positive yardage on first down, they end up going backwards on second. That sack now brings up third and long, and what most of the time is a very pass-happy situation makes them very one-dimensional.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's third and long. They'll throw. It's Nix. It's out wide. They're trying the tight end screen. And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
I think it's safe to assume that is not how they envisioned that third down play call going, and now after going backwards, it's going to bring up fourth down.
Now or never, they'll throw on fourth down. And that's going to be incomplete. They had to take that chance, trailing here in the fourth, but they will turn it over on downs. There's Nico Collins and his Texans teammates getting set for their next possession. They'll begin with the football in the red zone already as the defense has their back to the wall to start this drive. They'll start this one with a 3 tight end look. They'll run on first down with Mixon. And he'll get forward for a couple. It's second down. Here's Stroud. Quick throw here is complete. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up, third and a yard. Oh, there's movement up front. That's going to make this third down a lot tougher. So, instead of third or it's now third and 6. Throwing is Stroud. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete. Jaime Fairbairn coming on to try the field goal. Officially, a 29-yard attempt. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Texans will extend their lead. Fairbairn, after making the field goal, heads back out to kick this one away. On the return, here's Mims. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Nix. To the right side, he's got Ingram, the tight end. Here's 2nd and 9. Back to throw is Nix. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
This hasn't been his best game by any means, but what I really like, Mike, is regardless of the score, regardless of the time of the game, he is out there battling. He's doing everything in his power to chip away and see if he can get his team back in this game here in the 4th quarter. They've got to find a way to capitalize in this drive. Continue to cut into that deficit. Every possession is critical. Take advantage when you have the ball.
A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. Throw it, Nix. That's caught once again by Ingram. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down. To throw is Nix. There's a short one taken by Ingram. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. Here is 2nd and 7. They'll drop to throw. That caught by Davis. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
And these are the moments in the game, Mike, where you need your best players to come through and make their presence felt. And that's exactly what he does there. Picks up a nice reception, good chunk of yards, and they keep their hopes alive.
Nix now on 1st and 10. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, take it in over the middle. Now the Broncos going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll take it with just over 90 seconds left on the clock. Here comes 2nd down. They'll look to throw yet again. Here's a screen from McLaughlin. And that screen slow to develop, and they rally to the ball and stop him. That will be no gain on the screen.
It's a really good job defensively. The key is you don't want your defensive linemen to overcommit to rushing the passer, and you don't want your linebackers in secondary dropping too deep defending the pass. In this case, all 3 levels played disciplined, good football with good vision. That's why they're able to stop him for no gain.
Trailing late, they've got to go here. It's 4th down. On 4th down, here's Nix. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet.
Well, that was step 1. The offense did their job, get this thing back within 1 possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
Here's Lutz now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Broncos will cut the deficit to 7. They've got just the 2 timeouts remaining, so they'll line up and take their chances right here with an onside kick.
With the rule changes on kickoff, Mike, it's just so hard to really expect to recover an onside kick nowadays. There's a lot of people pushing for kind of a radical change to this. Hey, can we make it 4th and 15? Offense gets the go. If they convert it, they keep the ball. I'm not sure that ever happens, but we can see here an onside kick, not much of a chance.
The Texans offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read, seemingly every time. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Kirk is the motion man. A run here with Mixon. And a good job following his blockers, a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd down. Again, they'll give it to Mixon. Good running there. He's got the 1st down inside the 30. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So it's a win here for the Texans. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. In the end, a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. That is the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Texans as we say, so long from Houston.